Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. I actually don't know if I've ever introduced myself, but my name is Emily, by the way. I wanted to make a video today on the power of the present moment. And this was kind of inspired because I was talking to a friend recently and I was asking him what his biggest goals in life are, if he was dreaming really, really big, what his ideal career would be, what his dream life would look like. And he kind of told me his answer, but also told me that, he's like working full time. So doesn't feel like he really has the time to necessarily make that a reality, which I more than anybody really understand because I hate working and I literally just quit my job because it was taking up too much of my time and I felt like I was not able to take care of myself in the ways that I would like to. I wasn't making myself healthy meals. I wasn't getting the sleep I would like to, and I didn't feel like I had the time or the energy to pour into my life. And one thing about me is I really, really, really love being alive, and I love being in nature, and I love hanging out with my friends. I love doing things that make me happy. And so even when I was working, I was only working 3 days a week, and I could have been making significantly more money if I, was working full time, but that is a choice that I made because I really, really value my free time. So, and then I ended up quitting that job for a multitude of reasons, but I more than anybody understand the frustrations of feeling like I don't have the time and space to be able to pour into my life in the ways that I would like to because of work and responsibilities and being an adult and just literally being a human in this world. So I totally get it. And I'm unemployed right now, so I do have the privilege of a lot more time and energy to be able to take care of myself and to be able to make these videos and things like that. So whenever I talk about creating your dream life, I never want it to come across in this very privileged way or very unrealistic way because, like I said, I more than anybody understand those frustrations. And it's very easy for somebody who maybe has a lot of money or different life circumstances and doesn't really have to work to survive to, tell you to go quit your job and chase your dreams and all of that. So I really, really do get it. And I always want to make sure that I'm grounded in reality. However, we have so much power and we have so much free will that we are able to use to our advantage to really, really curate our lives however we want them to look. And this will look different for everybody because we all have different tastes and different likes and dislikes, and we're all drawn to different things, which is also what makes life very, very fun. I love the variety of existence. So what you may want for your life may look entirely different than what your friends want for their lives. I have many friends and family members who work corporate jobs and they're corporate girlies. My cousin Julia was just showing me all of the tabs open on her computer because she's a girly that works on her computer a lot. She takes lots of phone calls and I am constantly in awe of her because I can't do that. She literally will just answer the phone, talk so efficiently, relay so much information, answer the phone immediately again. She's typing while she's talking. My brain, not to put a limiting belief on myself, but that is not my ideal work day, but she fucking kills it and that is incredible and I literally am in awe of her all the time. But anyways, I just really wanted to make this video because yes, there's a lot of things that are out of our control in life. There are so many circumstances that are out of our control, but we also do have the ability to curate so many different aspects of our life and to really, really make new decisions and change up the energy and maybe make more decisions that support our dream life or could bring us closer to maybe reaching that goal that we want to. And I feel like so often we can just get stuck on autopilot mode and kind of just go through the motions of every day. We can kind of just get, familiar with our normal everyday routine, with going to work, with driving home the same way, making food, going to bed, which I think is really, really beautiful. I think it's really, really amazing to live a comfortable life and to just feel secure in your life and comfortable in your daily routine. I think that's a major blessing actually, especially if you grew up in maybe a tumultuous home or you've had to really walk on eggshells or, something like that. It's nice to just feel at ease in your day to day. So I'm definitely not saying to go against that. But I think that sometimes we can just get used to the way that things are and kind of think that that's the way that they have to be or that they're supposed to be or the way that they're always going to be. And that's just really not the case, or at least it doesn't have to be the case if you don't want it to be. And I think that we can just really, really get out of the present moment on accident. I know that I do this a lot because I love to daydream a lot. I feel like I'm always somewhere else in my head, but I really have been trying to bring myself back to the present moment, because that is truly where our power lies, and to remind myself that every new moment is a new beginning. Every moment is a new opportunity to do things differently, to show up differently, to start again, to start over, to return. And I feel like, you know, sometimes we feel like we have to wait for the perfect moment, or we're going to be happy when this thing happens. And I know that, you know, this is talked about a lot, but it's just so false. It's so false. And it scares me so much thinking about like how much life I potentially waste just like not feeling fully satisfied, because I'm like waiting for something, or because I feel like I'm not ready to like start something that I really want to do, like these videos, for instance. I'm kind of just diving in. And then also recognizing that like that doesn't exist. Like me just putting things off, like really we're only ever going to do things in the present moment. So really just trying to return to this present moment and kind of take inventory of what is it that I want to accomplish, what are my goals right now, what are my intentions, and just be a lot more intentional and a lot more mindful with, you know, the way that I am operating. I just feel like in my life personally, I have so many goals that I want to accomplish, and so many things that I want to do, and so many places that I want to leave my mark on, and just so many things that for myself I just want to experience, like traveling, and certain goals that like have always felt daunting, but that I've always just really wanted to like conquer just for like my own inner satisfaction. And I just sometimes, you know, we just get caught up in day-to-day life, and then, you know, something happens that can really remind us how precious life is and how fragile life is. And that just really makes me want to lock in so fucking hard and to just accomplish the things that I want to accomplish so badly and to put energy towards them. And it always feels so good when it feels like I am like actually consciously working towards something. Like a lot of times I'll have these goals in my head, right? And it feels like I'm not actually like putting the effort into them. They're just these far off things that I think about and I'll talk about, but I'm not actually grounding it into reality. And so I feel like if I can just be really conscious during my day to keep those goals like at the forefront of my mind and be really present with myself throughout the day, to make like conscious decisions about what I'm eating, moving my body, the thoughts that I am thinking, like where I am putting my energy and what action I am putting in, to actually feel like, okay, I'm tangibly making this a reality. I talked about making videos for so long, but I would never actually record. So now in my day-to-day life, when I'm like thinking about the content that I want to record, when I'm like actually putting effort towards it, when I'm like looking up how to, you know, improve my editing, it feels like, okay, this is a real thing. I'm getting the ball rolling. I've always wanted to model. I really want to model. And that is something that I really like am working on. I could probably lock in harder with. I think I'm gonna have my sister take some digitals of me this weekend, so I'm excited about that. But just like trying to take care of my body too, and just trying to eat healthy throughout the day, it feels good. It feels like, okay, I'm actually like working towards this goal. I'm tangibly doing something towards this goal, but that really requires you like being here present in the moment. And like I said, I feel like we can just get so caught up on autopilot mode, and sometimes it really just takes something to like shake up your world to remind you that you are alive and that you are here and that you have so much power and so much ability to like create your life genuinely, and to like create it to your liking too. Like I feel like sometimes I can just be really tired, especially in the evenings. I'm really trying to improve my nighttime routines, but there are many times where I'm just tired, especially when I come home from work and my room would be messy and I would just lay in bed in my mess, basically in my swamp, in my slop, and like, you know, the vibes weren't it. I'd be sitting in my room with like this fluorescent lighting on and it just wouldn't feel good. And then sometimes something for me personally that I like to do to switch up the energy, which this will not apply to everybody, and I'm not necessarily encouraging this, I don't know, this is just a me thing. I like to smoke weed every once in a while, and I think it's because I don't do it every day or even very often at all. So when I do, I feel like it can really give me like a perspective shift, and it can kind of just like change up the energy and switch up the energy a little bit. Now, if you do this every day, then I feel like, you know, I don't know. I feel like it's really good, you guys. I've had lots of friends in my life, and I've had many lovers in my life who smoked weed like all day, every day. And I just personally believe that if you are doing something every day, like I so believe in being sober. I so believe in being sober and just being clear-headed and connected to yourself and to nature and the present moment around you. And yes, you can do that while you're high on weed. And I love weed and I have reverence for weed and it's a natural plant and that's amazing. But I just feel like we can really abuse things. And it's awesome if you're high functioning. A lot of these people that I was friends with were very, very high functioning. So I felt like I couldn't really voice my opinion on what they, also it's not my business, it's not my life, but like if you're getting your work done, if you're getting your responsibilities done, then who am I to say you can't do anything? But I personally believe that like it's really, really nice to just be clear-headed every once in a while, and that sometimes we can accidentally use things to numb ourselves, maybe unconsciously. And I just fully believe in like, yeah, just being sober sometimes and just letting things be natural, letting yourself feel through things without any kind of, you know, substance or crutch there. So when I smoke weed, I feel like it feels like a rare thing. So it kind of brings on this new energy. And for me, it usually actually makes me feel very motivated. If I'm very tired in my room, I've come to realize that if I just smoke like a little bit of weed or I take an edible, I will generally like actually feel very motivated to clean up my space. And it usually only takes like a couple of minutes, but it's something that I probably wouldn't have done otherwise. But it's kind of like I gain this new motivation, or maybe I just become even more aware of like the circumstances that I'm in, like of my messy room. And I just want to put more effort in to make it feel nice for myself. So I'll like pick up some clothes. I'll like turn my overhead light off. I'll turn on some like pretty mood lighting, and I'll like light an incense. And that alone changes up the vibe and the environment and my frequency so much. Like we cannot negate how much like these little changes in our environment can really, really, really affect our mood. And you can carry that example and that energy into literally anything that you do. I have cute little like stickers all over my car because it makes me happy to have that in my car. Okay. I have this like room spritz spray from Trader Joe's that I like to spray in my car because it smells good. I have these little crystals here in my car because I think that they're really cute and I think that they provide me with protection and I love having them. You can curate your life however you want. You can customize things however you want. I have my water bottle here that has all of my little stickers on it because that's what I like and that's what makes me feel good. So this kind of ties into just like romanticizing your life, curating your life, customizing your life, and then like also taking it a step further and maybe putting action in that will like align you further with your goals, right? Like it's just like we have so much power, and like I said, it is all in the present moment. It is all in what you decide to do with yourself right now. And it is never too late to just decide like, you know, I haven't been loving the way that I've been living my life. I haven't been loving my habits. That has been me lately. I really like was not loving my habits and the way that my life was looking and feeling. Decided, okay, I'm going to refill my vitamin capsules. I'm going to start taking my vitamins again. I just signed up for a yoga studio literally last night and I went this morning and it felt so good. I just went and bought groceries yesterday. I'm going to start making breakfast again. Like just doing these little things that can make you feel so good, and they don't have to cost money either. If you have access to internet, which you do if you're watching this video, then you know there's so many free yoga videos that I love online. I love yoga with Adriene. I literally had never had a membership to a yoga studio until yesterday. I'd never done it, and I've been doing yoga for years online. Meditations, even just like playing some music while you're cleaning your house just like raises the vibe. And I just we have so much power, you guys. We have so much power, and I feel like also and I get so passionate when I'm making these videos. But yeah, sometimes we just really have to change up the energy. And I feel like another thing that can really help me change up the energy is working out. I love moving my body. I love exercising. I love sweating. I feel like after I do a workout, I always feel so refreshed. I feel like I have a clean slate. I feel like there have been so many times where I've literally been on the verge of having a mental breakdown. Oh my God. And then I go and I do a workout and I feel like a different person afterwards. So I feel like that is an example of something that you can do to really just like change up the energy. Sometimes I really like to just like shake my body because I feel like that can kind of just like let out any stagnant energy. I love to meditate. If I'm feeling really anxious, I will love to sit in my room and do like a little guided meditation with myself. And I feel like then I can like approach things with a much more calm mindset. Like I said, Smoking weed sometimes works for me, but just anything to remind you that you're awake and alive. Sometimes it takes something major happening in your life, like a breakup or being fired from a job or losing a loved one, you know, to just really like wake you the hell up, basically wake you the hell up and remind you that like this life is so precious and it can be so fun and it can be exactly how you want. Like, yes, we have to tend to responsibilities, but there are so many things that we can do to make life like more enjoyable for ourselves. So I'm so passionate about us all taking advantage of that, because I just want us to all live the life of our dreams. And I feel like we are all so worthy and deserving of that. And it's so easy to just get caught up in the rat race and just the responsibilities of being human. But there's so much joy available to us. And I truly believe that like this experience is also supposed to just be fun and full of so much love, and that our natural vibration is just so high, and that we should really just like be able to exist as much as we can in that frequency. And I love when I'm like driving home or something and I like notice like, oh, the sunset looks really pretty to the left, so I'm just gonna turn left and go this different way. Or when like maybe I'm in a social setting and normally I would be really shy, or I would tell myself a story that I have this really bad social anxiety, right? And then I surprise myself and I go up to somebody and I talk to them and I have confidence, and it's like I put myself out there. Like, I feel like we can also just get so caught up in these stories of like who we are and who we aren't. Oh my god, my clothes. Okay, pause. Okay, I'm back, you guys. Okay, the way that I record these videos is very weird. I will put like a sweatshirt on the top of my windshield so that it like kind of shades, because sometimes the lighting is a little crazy, but it's very windy, so this just went flying and I had to jump out of my car. But anyways, you guys, we just cannot forget about the newness and about the excitement. And sometimes we just get so fucking caught up in the mundane. But you guys, like, we can surprise ourselves and we can do things differently, and there's no limit to, you know, the things that we can accomplish and the ways that we can grow too, and the different ways that we can show up. And I think it's just so important that we don't get caught up in these stories of who we are. I even caught myself in my last video. I said that I generally have a lot of social anxiety, which is true, but at the same time, I've been putting myself out there so much, and that's not a story that I want to be binded to. And we don't have to be binded to any of these ways of being that we've shown up in the past. And we can always just start fresh, basically, is really what I want to get across, if you haven't picked that up already. But yeah, I just want you to remember that you are never binded to anything in your life, and that you have unlimited potential, and that you can change your mind whenever you want. You can change the way that you dress, you can change your style, you can change your tastes, and you don't have to have anybody else's permission. And you are allowed to just change and to evolve and to show up how you want. And I really feel like that's what keeps life very, very exciting. And yeah, and just keeping this presence really allows us to even take baby steps towards living the life of our dreams. And you know, baby steps is better than no steps. And maybe over time we can find a way to create time and space to accomplish our dreams and accomplish our goals, or make decisions, highest timeline decisions that get us closer and closer and closer to where it can actually become a reality. I really believe in manifesting and in like quantum leaping and the magic of the universe, but I also believe in like practicality and taking like action with intention. And we have the ability to do that. And there's probably things like, if we really looked at our life objectively and evaluated like, oh, maybe if I did this, maybe if I picked up, like for me, I just quit my job and I worked a lot of extra hours leading up to it so I would have money so I could now pour into myself and kind of go after my goals. So maybe picking up extra hours at work so that you can take some time off to pour into yourself, or, you know, whatever this looks like, maybe simplifying your life and taking away the responsibility if possible so that you can implement going to the gym if you're really, really wanting to feel healthy and strong in your body. Like, we just have so much power and so much free will to do things however we like. Take a shot every time I've expressed that sentiment in this video. But I'm really, really trying to drill it in, you guys. I'm really, really trying to drill it in. Like, life is happening now, and this is not to put pressure on you, and this is not to make you feel like you have to accomplish everything right now. Like, quite the opposite. I never want anybody to feel that way. Sometimes I feel that way, and I really have to like breathe through it and bring myself back and calm myself down it doesn't all have to be done in a day, and this is not to put pressure, but this is really to make things feel better to you. And maybe your dream is to live a slow life. I know that's my dream. So even like this could look like for me, just like waking up, taking my time to make breakfast, and just like curating my day and my life around this lifestyle that feels good to me, which, you know, I know is difficult. We have responsibilities. Some people have kids, some people have jobs, but just really maybe taking some time to evaluate if there's any changes that you could make or any small things you could do to make things feel better to you, or to inch towards your goal a little bit more and more and more. And really just give yourself so much grace and compassion, and really be proud of yourself for any changes that you make, because I know it can be really, really tough. So be really, really kind to yourself in that process, and really celebrate your small wins too, because they aren't small, okay? Any change that you make that feels good to you is significant, and that's amazing. But anyways, also, I'm such a firm believer in anything that you observe somebody else doing that you can accomplish as well. We all have the same capabilities, just in our own unique ways. Yes, there's like different privileges involved, but I truly believe that we are all so capable of accomplishing like literally anything that we want to. So I really feel like there is no limit to what you can make your life look like. But I love you guys so much. I think I'm gonna cut it off here. My camera is literally gonna die in a minute. But I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys being here with me so much, and I just wish you guys the best. And I'm right here with you guys in this process of trying to create a life that I love and that feels really amazing to me. So I love you guys, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Okay, bye!